Hello, I'm the eternal newbie. The extra L is for left, as in, I left my party and joined with the other side. That's right, the eternal newbie is a traitor. Or am I? It all started during a one shot. We were level 5. The party consisted of a warlock, a fighter, a cleric, a wizard, and me, the barbarian. The premise was we had joined a famous contest that was broadcast to the masses. If we won, we got a lot of gold. If we lost, we all died. Before I get into it, if you enjoy these types of stories, I got more videos and would really appreciate a subscribe. It started out simple enough. We had to get an amulet from a pond. We ended up fighting these water spirits or something like that. Simple as can be. Except the dungeon master wanted to use the Greyhawk Initiative Order rules. Never heard of it? Lucky you! Basically, instead of rolling initiative once, you roll for each action. Want to move? Roll a d6. Attack? That's a d8. Oh, you want to cast a spell? Roll a d10. The lowest numbers go first. Do you want to do 3 things on your turn? Move, bonus action, action? Roll 3 times. Everything you do on your turn goes separate. Because, what's more fun than waiting your turn in combat? Waiting for your turn 3 times every round. You're probably thinking the same thing I was. That sounds kind of tedious and could take a while. But you couldn't be more wrong. It was extremely tedious and took forever. It was just like regular combat, except absolutely no fun and just incredibly horrible. I mean, I'd rather sleep on a porcupine mattress than play this version of combat. I'd rather remove my own spleen with a fork. I would rather watch a Saving Christmas marathon with my eyes taped open. Okay, maybe not that last one. We got into 2 combats and both of them each took about an hour with tons of waiting. It just wasn't very well paced. Now if you've tried this and you like it, good for you. You probably enjoy watching grass grow and competitive knitting too, but it's just not for me. I did get to check an item off my bucket list, however. Our second combat was against a giant werewolf. The fighter and I would have been completely useless, but the cleric received some silver dust from something that looked like an avatar of her god and gave it to us. The avatar thing also said there was more to this tournament than meets the eye. So we're fighting this werewolf, and I get a brilliant idea. If the silver dust hurts it from the outside, it must be really bad from the inside.
These hides you think to be pierced from the outside. I must cut through it from the inside.
Huh? No, Trap!
Yep, that. So I grab some silver dust and stick my arm right down its gullet, dropping the dust there. The results were disappointing. It didn't really do anything, but hey, at least I can say I tried right. I still think it was a brilliant idea. So when we get to the end, the wizard, I'll call him Fizzban, who's running the whole show, pays us. We get like 20,000 gold each. Ka-ching, baby. The cleric, warlock, and our wizard don't trust him. Me and the fighter go grab our share of the loot. The fighter, who's looking to retire, takes the gold and runs while I go looking for some pretty ladies to talk to. The other 3 do not trust Fizzban. They keep questioning him, trying to insight check him, all that stuff. Finally, our cleric casts Hold Person on him. Our warlock is invisible and tries to put a noose around Fizzban's bodyguard's neck, and our wizard casts Detect Thoughts on him. The wizard learns Fizzban is cursed by some trickster god and must always entertain people. He puts on these contests for that purpose. The wizard is really upset that he does this. The cleric doesn't trust him, and the warlock is challenging the bodyguard to a duel. Now, I'm doing pretty well in my quest, but notice the commotion. To Gwaine, my character, these people he was just fighting with are evil. They are threatening a person whose only crime was asking for volunteers for his games. We all knew the risks and still signed up. So to me, he's an innocent. I'm like, hey, we knew what we signed up for, and I'm not going to stand here while you kill an innocent person. We roll for the painfully slow initiative. I move up to the cleric and tell her, if you attack him, I'm going to attack you. Earlier, the cleric had said the fighter was the worst person in the world for taking his money and running. I changed her mind very quickly. Fizban is still being held and she swings at him and hits him. On my attack, I say, I told you. She's still hurt from the last battle. I recklessly attack twice, in a rage, and take her down. She's starting death saves. I then turn to the wizard. On his turn, he talks to the crowd, trying to get them behind him, saying,
This man let people die for others' entertainment.
The crowd, unsurprisingly, is not impressed and says pretty much the same thing I said. Now the warlock and Fizban's bodyguard are going at it. I yell at them to stop, and they don't. So I go over to them and shove between them, splitting them up and knocking them both down. That ends the fight. I give my healing potion to the cleric and walk away. The wizard, our wizard, says,
I still think there is more to this. He's hiding something.
I tell him, you literally just read his mind. You know his complete backstory and motivations. He couldn't hide something from you if he wanted to. I really like that ending, and I'm pretty sure the cleric doesn't think the fighter is the worst character ever anymore. But I console myself by enjoying my money. That's how I almost killed my entire party. If they had kept attacking, it would have been them or me. It was the first time I went against the party, and it was really cool to roleplay. Just another reason why I love Dungeons & Dragons so much. You never know what's going to happen. Have you and your party ever come to blows? Let me know in the comments below. If you liked the story, how about subscribing and checking out my other videos? They're pretty good. And as always, play your character. Don't let your character play you.